So if you've been on keto a while, you definitely know what a chaffle is. In fact, Sarah and I published a video called The Only Chaffle Recipe You'll Ever Need, seriously, in February of 2020, and you guys seem to really enjoy it. But we thought, could we make perfect even more perfect? So we set out on a search on the internet to find something that we can add to our chaffles to make them even better. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna make our original chaffle recipe right now. We're gonna make 3 of those, and then we're gonna try a couple of the tweaks that we figured out, and we're gonna see which chaffle we like better. So let's get started making those original chaffles. Are you ready, Sarah?
Yeah, I'm ready. Let's do it. So we're gonna start off with our basic chaffle recipe. We did a video of this a long time ago, but we'll quickly run through the recipe for you guys. So this recipe is for 3 chaffles, but you can easily double this recipe to make as many as you want. You're gonna start off with 1 cup of low moisture mozzarella cheese, 2 tablespoons of almond flour, 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda, and 1 egg. You can always add additional things to this recipe like thyme, rosemary, we even like garlic powder, but you can really make these chaffles your own. In order to make these chaffles, we're gonna be using a Dash mini waffle maker. We will link to the one that we use in the description below. You're gonna heat up your chaffle maker, and then you're going to take a heaping amount of the chaffle mixture. I like to use this 1/8 cup measuring spoon, and you're going to spread it evenly on the waffle maker. You're gonna close the lid, and you're gonna wait for the light to turn off, and then it's gonna be ready. It's really important that after you're done cooking the chaffle that you put it on a cooling rack because it's going to help with making it more crispy. So here we have our chaffles that we made, and they've been on this rack for a couple minutes, and you can already hear that they're getting kind of crispy. If you didn't know, Facebook is a great place to research different low carb recipes. I'm actually in a giant chaffle group, and I was looking at a way to maybe like improve on our basic chaffle. So we're gonna take a few ingredients that you might have in your house already and try to make this chaffle recipe even better. We've never made this before, so it's kind of an experiment. We already really like our basic chaffle recipe, but we're hoping by adding these ingredients and making these few tweaks, we're gonna take our chaffle to the next level. So I actually have here Sargento's low moisture mozzarella shredded cheese. I actually like the 365 mozzarella cheese best for my chaffle recipes because I feel like it does really have the lowest amount of moisture out of all of the other cheeses that I've tried. This one will make a thicker chaffle, but the 365 one that you can find at Whole Foods really makes the crispiest chaffle in my opinion. But we're gonna be using this because this is all I have. So we're gonna be adding this to our bowl. This is 1 cup. We're gonna be using the same amount of almond flour. This is 2 tablespoons of almond flour into our bowl. And the first tweak or special ingredient that we're gonna be using in this recipe is actually xanthan gum. We've been using this more and more in our low carb and keto cooking. They say that adding xanthan gum to your mixture actually acts like kind of like a fake gluten and makes it taste more like bread. So that's what we're gonna do. So we're actually gonna be adding in 1/2 teaspoon of xanthan gum. Xanthan gum is very absorbent, so you wanna make sure that you sprinkle it evenly into your mixture so that it doesn't clump up. I'm gonna be adding the egg afterward so that it doesn't clump up right away. I think that if you just added this into a wet mixture, it would just expand right away. I'm gonna incorporate this before we add our wet ingredient. So if you are allergic to nuts or almonds, you can substitute the almond flour for coconut flour or psyllium husk. I have not used psyllium husk in this recipe yet, but I've heard other people use it with a lot of success. So one thing that people complain about when they're eating their chaffle is that it tastes too eggy. So we're gonna try to counteract this by only putting the egg whites and leaving the egg yolk out of our batter. I'm gonna try to do this by putting it back and forth. I can successfully do this off camera, but not so much on camera. So let's see here. You're very close to me right now. Okay, so here we go. That did not work, but you can use your eggshell to actually scoop it up, I know. Aha, voila. Easy way to separate your egg yolk from your egg whites. Okay, so put this aside. Use that for something else. Maybe make like some mayonnaise or something with that.
A single egg yolk?
Right, I don't know. I don't want to be wasteful. Okay, so now I'm going to put in our egg whites and I'm going to mix to combine it. Remember the xanthan gum is in there, so you're gonna want to mix it quickly. Quickly. It's looking incorporated, but I'm just gonna keep stirring it for a little bit longer. Give it a second. You want the xanthan gum to kind of expand a little bit before you cook it, I would think. This is all an experiment. It's definitely drier than my other basic chaffle recipe dough, if you will. There's no flour actually, but it's actually getting a little stiff, so maybe that something's happening. So our chaffle mixture is combined, and we're gonna take a heaping amount, which I'm using this 1/8 cup, and we're gonna put it right in the middle of our chaffle maker. It's definitely a stiffer batter than our other one. Our chaffle maker is nice and heated up, and here we go. I like to flatten it Make sure that there's no thick parts. Okay. And close it.
It looks different for sure.
Yeah. I'm hoping that we can make this recipe even better by omitting a few things and tweaking it a little bit. You know, you're never gonna know unless you try it out. It already smells less eggy to me, so. Okay guys, so it's been a couple minutes. The light has turned off and we're gonna check on our chaffle and see how it looks in comparison to our basic chaffle recipe. I'm scared. Oh, okay. So I obviously didn't spread it evenly enough, but it's definitely crispier.
Whoa.
Oh.
Whoa.
Definitely crispier first coming out. I'm gonna make the other two chaffles and then we're gonna have a taste test to see which one prevails, our basic chaffle recipe or maybe the new and improved version. So here we have it. So this is the original recipe chaffle that we made back in February of 2020. Here you go. And this is the new and improved, maybe, version of the chaffle right here. First of all, I just want to say that the color is quite different. This chaffle is...
5-second rule. We're the only ones eating this, so... I've eaten worse, I'm kidding. I've eaten a lot of Sarah's cooking, so I've eaten worse, I'm kidding. So right off the bat, you can see that the color is very different on these two. Mm-hmm. This one is very light, and this in comparison is very dark. I can even tell that it's crispy. This one looks less dense than this one.
Right, this is definitely thicker.
On the inside, this one looks more airy, and it's actually got holes in it, like bread would.
Mm-hmm.
What is that? That one doesn't have as many pockets of air in it. So maybe the xanthan gum did act like kind of like gluten in it. It's kind of crazy. All right, so why don't we try, we're gonna try a bite of the old one, a bite of the new one, and then a bite of the old one.
Yeah, so wait, I'll give you this. Okay. So this is our
original.
Classic. It's a little thicker.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely. Still good though. Dip this in a soup. Croutons on a salad.
Mm-hmm. Haven't had a chaffle in a good month.
What, Door County?
No, maybe like a month.
Mm. Definitely different texture.
Okay.
Crispy.
Mm-hmm. Thin.
This one's better.
Mm-hmm.
This kind of tastes like a Cheez-It to me, almost. I don't know about you.
It's crispier. It's lighter. You know, chaffles are very, very filling. Have you ever had a burger with two chaffles? I can barely even finish it. Airier to me. It was less
Even
wet,
though we
too.
had the same amount of ingredients, it was less wet because we didn't include the egg yolk.
And it's less eggy too.
So it's a thinner chaffle, but that's okay because chaffles can be a little bit, dense and thick. And I think this would be perfect on like a cheeseburger or a sandwich. Oh yeah.
Wow.
It's almost bread like in the middle too. What do you think?
I think it's amazing. It looks like this is the new recipe that you need. The differences are, just to wrap it up,
we took out the egg yolk out of the batter, so you're gonna use just the whites. And we also added in xanthan gum, and we let it set up, and we mixed it thoroughly. We made sure to spread it really thin on the chaffle maker, and I think that's what's gonna give you like a really light and airy chaffle.
Don't add too much onto your chaffle maker.
Seriously, this is the only other chaffle recipe that you need. If you don't have xanthan gum, I still feel like this is a great chaffle, but if you do have xanthan gum, try it out. And so you can buy it on Amazon for like $10 for a giant bag and you're never gonna use all that.
Yeah, you use like a teaspoon at a time, maybe. This is about half a teaspoon for 3 chaffles. So if you wanna make 6 chaffles, you're gonna use a teaspoon.
And if you have never used xanthan gum before, you can use it to thicken like gravies, thicken desserts or whatever. I don't know, there's tons of different uses. You can make Heavenly Fans French fries with it. So if you haven't tried xanthan gum, definitely buy it. We'll leave a link in the description below. So after we're done with this video, I'm actually be making more because my husband requested that I make like
a batch
enough to last us because we actually have like bought sandwich meat to make like sandwiches for dinner and stuff like that. So we're gonna be using the chaffles as the bread. And I'm gonna make a whole batch of them and I'm gonna keep them in a little container, plastic container that we can link down below. It is the perfect container for these size chaffles. And we're gonna put little parchment rounds right in between to keep them all separated. We'll leave links to all these products in the description below if you guys wanna check it out. It's the perfect way to store your chaffles. If you guys found value in this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. When you give it a thumbs up, it tells us and YouTube that you like this video, and so it helps us make more content like this. And the possibilities for chaffles are endless. And if you would like to see one of our favorite recipes with a chaffle, which we haven't had in a long time, I'm gonna have to make it, you can click on this video. It's our recipe for a shrimp po' boy fried chaffle, and it is really, really good. So click this link and we'll see you over there. Anyway, I'm Emily. And I'm Sarah.
And we are the Keto Twins, signing out.